everyone. Mayor John McCormick, Councilman Howie Bower, Chief of Staff Carolyn Ehrlich, and friends. It is with great pleasure and pride I welcome you all to the 50th anniversary celebration of the Woodbridge Public Library Fords Branch. As its board president, yay! As its board president and a longtime resident of Woodbridge Township, I'd like to acknowledge the dedication and service of all the library staff members, and today in particular, the Fords Branch. Libraries build communities, and it is really evident in Woodbridge Township, especially in Woodbridge, Fords, Island, and Colonia. As Katharine Hepburn once said, what in the world would we do without libraries? So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Sue Miller, the branch head of this library, and she will tell us what we have done with this library.
Thank you, Isha. Thank you, and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the 50th of this library. I can't believe it's 50 years already. I see some wonderful faces. I want to thank my staff so much for pulling this celebration together. Kim and Maria and Christina and where's Alyssa? Yeah. Alyssa, and we've had CJ and help us out today. Chris is off today, so we're sorry we're missing her. Maddie, our page, Dia, our page. So thank you all so much. They came together in this beautiful event, and thank you so much to the library administration for all their help in putting this together and running and picking up supplies and that. So it's a treasure, and it's always been an honor for me to be at this library all these years, and seeing the children and having children who have done a couple Eagle Scout projects that were in my story time years ago. Even the patio as part of an Eagle Scout project is so touching. And thank you also to some of our former employees. Elaine is here, I saw Karen here. So some of our former employees also. And Allie, you're still here, my love, yeah. Allie's moving on. Allie was a young girl who lived right around the corner here, who grew up at the library, and now she's a librarian. So that is a really touching tribute to anyone that's a librarian, to have someone follow in your footsteps. That is a very touching thing. So thank you all so much, and for everyone, the support of the community and everyone else for being here. Thank you. And I'm going to introduce our library director, Monica, who will continue on with the program. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
It's taken a concerted effort and endless support from the mayor and council, library board members, two of whom are here today, Anthony Terabetsky and Carol Eberhardt, in addition to our board president, Isha Vias. The township, DPW, George Brew is there, who's been very supportive, Kevin Tehan as well, library staff and administration members, and the Eagle Scouts and their families and troop leaders, to put a celebration together at this time in a pandemic. It's nothing short of a miracle that we can all gather here tonight. It's an honor to introduce someone whose support for critical, educational, civic, and social miracles like the Fords Branch Library has brought us to this day, Mayor John E. McCormick.
Thank you very much. Monica was way too kind. The reason we're here today is because of Monica's leadership. I'll tell you a quick story. You know how they say you had me at hello? Well, the library board decided that Monica was the person they wanted to hire. So you have to meet the mayor, and the mayor has to give approval. But of course, if the library board wants them, I'm going to give approval, unless she comes in and, you know, she's terrible, or an ogre, and she wasn't. So I'm telling you, she's sitting in the lobby of my office. I come out of the door, and I walked over, and I said, I'm Mayor John McCormick. Hi, I'm Monica. And we just quick chat, And right then I knew she was going to be the library director, just like that. I mean, it didn't take anything else, and we sat down in the office and we went through the routine. But I literally knew within seconds of meeting her that she was going to be the director. And when I tell you, I hate to say I don't pay attention to what happens in the library, but nothing comes to my attention because of the great job that she does. I don't know a whole lot about what's happening. I see Monica once a week on a Tuesday staff meeting, and other than that, everything's working great because it doesn't get to me. Everything else gets to me. Fires and floods and snow and everything gets to me, but not the library, which says a lot about her leadership. It also says a lot about the board and the job Isha's done, because she's been here forever, and the president of the board. She's been terrific. And Sue, I'll tell you, I used to come to this library a lot when I was a kid. I grew up across the highway in Menlo Park Terrace. And Menlo Park Terrace was much more affiliated with Island because of St. Cecilia's School and St. Cecilia's Church. But this was a closer library to me. So I'm 63, this is 50. And I remember distinctly coming here and doing homework when I was in high school and probably in college too, because as I said, it's closer than Island, and there were things we had to do and get research and all that. So I spent an awful lot of time here. I don't think you were here, Sue. No. You hadn't been here yet. No, you hadn't. You hadn't been here yet.
Thank you for that,
I don't
John.
recognize you. I don't recognize you from the time in my teenage years being here in the library. I just want to make that clear. I just want to make that clear. Just George. And I love the story about her teaching kids at 4 and 5 years old, story time. What kind of an impact did she have to have in their lives for them to come back when they're 15 and 16 and say, I'm doing an Eagle Scout project, why don't I go and see Miss Sue over at the library and see what I can do there? What does that tell you about her and the job that she's done here? So this is just wonderful, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm so glad you have your anniversary. I'd like to now introduce the local councilman, Howie Bower. He's on the completion of his first term. He's actually running again in 20 days, but who's counting for re-election. He represents Ford's, Hope Lawn, and Caseby. He remembers you from Hope Lawn Library, but I'll let him tell the story. Ladies and gentlemen, Howie Bower.
Thank you, Mayor, Director Monica Evacher, Ford's Branch Manager Sue Miller, current staff and past staff. Thank you for your hard work, your dedication and support for the last 50 years here in the town of Fords and for the residents of Woodbridge Township. And keep it short and sweet. Just wishing you the best for maybe another 50 years. But I was just telling Sue earlier, I grew up in Hope Lawn. The focal point for the community was the library. Every summer, library club competition, reading books. Who could get to the top of that? Mine was a dinosaur. I was a red team. Hey, I'm competitive. I was there every day. I read as many books as I can in probably my lifetime as I was a child. So like I said, the library is a big focal point for the community. I'd like to wish everyone, like I said, another 50 years, and thank you for all your support and hard work here to the town of Fords. Thank you very much.
I'd like to just quickly introduce former councilwoman, current chief of staff and head of redevelopment, Carol Nerlich, who knows a little bit about youth because she's got a master's degree in early childhood education, so I'm sure she knows the value of libraries to our kids. So Carol, you want to say a few words?
Thank you. It's really great to be here and to see so many people coming out to help celebrate this anniversary of the library. And, you know, I would love to say that a book is the best gift you can give everybody, and that's what the library does. But nowadays, it's not just about books. It's unbelievable how many other services that you can get here and how much you can learn here, not just with the books, but with the computers and the help you get. And it's a whole new world. And I'm proud of Monica, the board, and the staff because they have kept up with the times. And it's really, really exciting. And for anybody who's watching this, if you haven't been to the library for a while, walk or get in the car and go visit your local library. Thank you, and congratulations to everybody.
And the last thing I'll say is the job that Monica did during the coronavirus, because we started the messages, we used to do them daily, then 3 days a week, and then 2 days a week. Now we just do them on Fridays. But Monica always, every Thursday would send me something about, let people know this, let people know we have ebooks, let people know we have magazines, let people know we have films. And you actually had a whole lot of people sign up during COVID for library cards. So everything else was shut down. Monica and Isha and Sue and all the librarians were not shut down. They were working harder than ever, and it shows when you look at the stats as to how you performed for the last 18 months. So I just can't say enough about this library. Thank you all very much.